Okay. So a warm good evening to everybody who's here and who will be watching us later on YouTube. A warm welcome from my side to each one of you. You know, George Bernard Shaw said, progress is impossible without change. And those who cannot change, their mind cannot change anything. So basically, if we don't change, we stagnate. And कहते हैं ना, ये रुके हुए पानी में से भी बदबू आने लगती है after a point. So we need to flow, we need to change. Change is important. People say तुम बदल गए हो, बदलना जरूरी है, बहुत जरूरी है. Anyways, welcome to each one of you who are for the first time joining Radio Diva. Welcome to our happy-go-lucky family. I'm Divya Shah. We started this humble attempt during first lockdown, and the idea was to reach out, to connect, to create a space where we can know each other, we can smile with each other. But over the period of almost 2 years, now we have evolved into a platform dedicated to create awareness on important mental health issues, have discussions on important self-growth topic, the way we are having tonight. And we also have fun sessions, singing sessions, laughter sessions, Shairi sessions where we celebrate life. Wonderful speakers share their experiences with us, inspire us to be the better version of ourselves. So if you like our honest content, please motivate us by liking the subscribe button, by clicking on that like button, and by sharing this video to all your loved ones, your family and friends who will benefit by our honest and relevant content. So follow the Radio Diva page on Instagram, Facebook, and be part of our happy-go-lucky community. We surely need you to grow as a community. 2 साल हो गए हैं हमें करते करते. It's a voluntary thing. I'm a journalist by profession, and I started because I really feel for mental health, and I really need your help, your support to take it forward from here. I can't do it alone. So today we have an amazing speaker with us, and उनके बारे में मैं जो भी बोलूं कम होगा, because she is a multifaceted personality. She is a life and success coach. She's a motivational speaker. She's a corporate trainer. And for the past 25 years, she has been guiding people from all walks of life. She has been an educationist for 25 years. And she has been doing seminars. She has been doing workshops. And her mentors are Jack Canfield and Kathleen, right? Kathleen. And she has been into coaching for so many years, and she has trained so many people to successfully for last so many years. So, we are really privileged to have Dr. Gurpreet Singh with us. A warm welcome to Dr. Gurpreet, and everybody, thank you so much for joining. And I'm sure you all will keep the chat box running, and if there is any question that you want to share, please either raise your hand or you can write it in the chat box. Yes, Dr. Gurpreet, thank you so much. Such a privilege to have you with us tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Diva, for the nice welcome note, and making this platform so very useful. And during COVID, we have learned a lot of things. I believe this is one of the things which has made these 2 years more informative and more useful. The connection between us. You are sitting at one corner of Delhi, and I'm at one corner of the same city. And here we have got one platform where we can discuss and exchange our ideas and learning together. So family who learns together, grow together. So thanks for making this platform so effective for all of us.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gurpreet. Thank you so much.
So, so thanks for giving me a chance where I can talk about transformational mindset, where the idea towards success, where the mantra we all want to know. I believe in such kind of platform, when we talk, somebody wherever the person is sitting. So I believe It's such a beautiful thing that you have given me a chance to speak about myself and about my work, and how my transformational mindset works with my youth, with my women entrepreneurs, and in all walks of life of people, how it works. So I would love to answer your questions, and I'm delighted to be the part of this eminent group. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Gurpreet. So, I would request each one of you, if you have a question, please, for Dr. Gurpreet, please make sure that either you raise your hand or you write it in the chat box. Yes, Dr. Gurpreet. So, you know what? We all like the comfort of when everything is going on the way it is. Nobody likes to change. Let's be honest. Even children, you change anything in their room and they hate it. They don't like it. So nobody, the crux is that nobody likes a change. So in this case, how do we go about? We have all kind of people. So we can talk about women, we can talk about children, and we can keep it like broad so that everybody gets some benefit today, for joining the session tonight. And thank you so much, Sheetal, for switching on your camera. All of you, Pooja, thank you so much. It's nice to see faces. So whoever can switch on the camera, please do that. Yes, please go ahead, Dr. Gurpreet.
See, Diva, I must say that the question of this hour is the talking when we talk about change. The question of this hour is very important. We beat our children, beat everyone. I think change is something which comes with a positive response. Now, how it is? Again, I will talk about few of the things which will click into your mind. When we talk about change, what first thing comes, that we are not accepting that change. Now, the procedure starts when you start accepting that change. Things becomes easy. How? Because we need to visualize, if we are going to do this thing, what kind of changes are going to happen. If we will start planning into our mind, if we will start setting our mind according to that change, we will start accepting the coming situation, and that's called transformation of mindset. Now with the children, what all actually happens is, sometime with the small thing that, like you said, they don't like to change anything from their room. How about a mother, when she has a plan in her mind that I'm going to do some changes in the room, something like that. If she prepares the child, how about that? The child will be always be positive to see that change. But the point is, whenever we are doing things, we hardly tend to discussions and keep on exchanging the ideas, means we are making other person that you need to accept the changes. So whenever you want to transform anything, whenever you want to see a change, it's very important to prepare the other person also. And first of all, you have to prepare yourself also. Then only the transformation. Say about today, if I'm talking about like tomorrow, any of our sitting over here, she wants to change her methodology. That's not one day, 1 minute, one session job. She has to rewrite, she has to reschedule, she has to remodule everything. So that means, again, she has to transform whatever she was doing, that thing she has to replan those things. Now while doing those planning, first of all, is important that she needs to understand what are the benefits of these things which is going to happen. The moment she will start writing those benefits or the challenges, the transform will start happening. So it's very easy to talk about transformation, but it actually takes time, because you need to come out of your stereotype mindset. Once you are out of it, you're ready for transformation. So same with our children, same with everyone, right?
Absolutely, well said. But it's just that, just the idea of change is something that doesn't go well. So do you think it's very important to maybe jot down the pros and cons? If we don't change, what happens, and if we change, what happens? Maybe just listing those things, will that help? Or any other tip that you can give us which will help us make our mind that yes, we take that decision that yes, we need to change?
Whenever we plan that, whenever we plan something or some activity, or घर पे whenever we plan, we have to take our children outside or husband and wife has to go outside, or any example you take, what first thing comes into a mind? The situation, the where we are going, the place, the location comes into our mind. Then the timing, the scheduling, everything comes into our mind. Automatically it starts working, because what we are doing is, whenever we plan something, we are already doing it in our some we have started already doing it into our subconscious mind. So one thing is sure, that a person who knows how to maintain journal and who can actually work in a writing way, that is assured to get 100% result. So one is the to-do list. Second is, in today's scenario, what we have learned is, wherever whatever you are doing, is it's important to do little research of it. Say about a tablet, if you're eating it, you do little research of it. Why? Because you want your mind to know what are the repercussions of that medicine. Now, once if we are working on small things, so we need to understand, it is equally important. When we write things, we forget, but our subconscious starts working on it. Why it start working on it? Because we are writing it. So I mean to say that one is to-do list, and second is your brainstorming, your brain reasoning, and third, which we forget is, whatsoever we are doing brain reasoning, we need to discuss it with others. We generally skip one point, that is discussion point. And at the 11th of the hour, when we skip something, we start blaming it out. We have grudges against others. So one is to do list, second is brainstorming the things, and third is to discuss. Because discussion is something where you are actually talking about all kinds of challenges, weaknesses, and the strength part. So that's how the secret is. The mantra is, without discussion, don't put your planning into as a assured planning. Yeah.
Right, absolutely. I think, as Rupali Di says, well said. These are things that, these are steps that if we follow them, it will definitely bear results. So, lots of us, I mean, maybe we are women mostly in the group, or, for everybody, for a grown up person, we also get stagnated. We don't grow, we don't learn new things. We are comfortable in whatever situation. But there are so many women who leave their career for their family, and they want to restart, they want to do something for themselves. How do we bring about that change, that transformation, to again face the world which we have somewhere, where we have lost our confidence, and we want to go back to, facing the world, be on our own feet, be independent? How do we go about that?
Deva, the simple mantra to success for these kinds of women who actually feel like that from where to start, not only for women, even at youth also, whomsoever I meet, I always tell them, whatsoever comes into your mind, always starts believing that it is going to happen. The crux of the story is, we have stopped believing on ourselves. Say about, if for example you go to market, and if you buy some stuff, you're not confident that this stuff will look good at me. First thing, you will carry that stuff at home, you will show it to your friend, and when once you get the validation, you think like, okay, I have got the best stuff. Now when we come to these points of overconfidence, underconfidence, we come to how to start the journey back. It is very important to understand, whosoever is listening to me, your decision is your decision. Don't think that others know your situation and their decision will be right to you. If you really want to see change in yourself, if you really want to be confident, start believing in yourself. One first mantra. Every time, whatsoever decision, always pad yourself. This is my decision and it is going to work. Second, how we do transform after accepting, okay, it's my decision. Don't be overconfident. Again, I will say it's good to discuss, but your decision should matters to you a lot. Second, once you start believing in yourself, Second super best mantra is lean up into your action. Don't think that today you are going to get the result. Think about, if you are doing today, you will get result after 1 year. But don't think that this is not working. Everything needs time. So please, whosoever is listening to me, if you really want that people should acknowledge your work, people should acknowledge your identity, and they should accept how you are, it is very important. First, believe in yourself, because 80% job you have completed. Once I will start believing on myself, I have taken a right decision. Second, now I have to lean up on that decision. I have to take action on that decision. But hota kya generally, what we do is, whatsoever we think, whatsoever we do, why we get underconfident? Because we do self-talk. We do self-talk to ourselves. Like, we cannot do, we have not got that kind of energies. She is smart, she is privileged. Yeah, he is the boss. He has got the right, he has got the reasoning. No, nothing doing. So one thing is, if you have started believing in yourself, think that you are on a right direction. And second, don't miss out on action. And third, stop negative talk. When we talk about negative talk, when you are talking about yourself, inner talk, that should be very positive. That way. So I believe that those who feel uh, at any age anything can happen, and start accepting those things. And COVID has also taught us that everyone has learned something or other thing in last 2 years, and they might have not thought of even in their whole life, but they did it in this year. So I believe that when we have learned at this stage of life, and we have learned that we are more capable, then why we are underconfident? That's our own self talk. We have to stop doing that self talk to ourselves. That's how.
Okay, that's a very important thing you have mentioned, Dr. Gurpreet. So many of us feed our minds with, negativity. We are all the time, bringing ourselves down, being self-critical. We are all the time pulling ourselves down. It's so important that the first person that needs to believe in themselves is us. So I think it's very important that we need to believe in ourselves. And yes, JRG says seed sown now, take time to get result in future. Definitely. So let's start sowing seeds in our minds, and of confidence, of positivity, of everything. Yes. So anybody who has any question, who wants to transform their life, please raise your hand or put in your question in the chat box. I mean, you can raise your hand or unmute and also speak. Yeah, so Dr. Gurpreet, we all,
Hi, Divya.
yeah, Kalpana. Yeah, Dr.
Yeah,
Please go ahead.
yeah. I just want to congratulate you in this sense, because in this pandemic, you got this beautiful idea and implemented it in. So this is really a transformation, we can say, because in that time people were going through so many difficulties. They were thinking that yes, everything has finished, everything is going to finish, but at that time you just thought of this one, this bright side of that situation. So this is a brilliant. So it's really this journey is going to be a very beautiful one. So you are connecting with everyone, not only in this online platform, but also you are touching the hearts of others. So that is a really beautiful thing what you are doing. So we will be always there for you, with you, and I'm happy to be a member of your family.
Thank you so much, Dr. Kalpana. Even I'm very happy that you are a part of my family. And yes, I'm very lucky and fortunate that all good people came forward. I couldn't do it alone. I have Jaya ji, I have Parul di, I have so many people, Sonika. I'm sorry if I'm not naming anybody, but whomever, all these people have been part of my journey, and that's how we have come this far. In fact, Jaya ji has shared the YouTube link. So all of you, I'll request you, please subscribe. And we need to reach out to see Dr. Gurpreet is talking so much sense, and somebody somewhere must be looking for that answer, and if this talk of her can reach out to her, nothing like it. So I really wish earlier, when I started, Dr. Gurpreet, I was not very keen on social media, on anything. I was just having fun. But after I realized the power, I really started pushing everybody, and telling people, please, let's become big, because we need to reach out to that one person who's looking for answer. Thank you so much, Rupali Di. Yeah, so luckily we have this group which is non-judgmental. Nobody judges anybody. Everybody is very supportive. Dr. Gurpreet, you will be very happy to know about everybody in the in the process of being with us. So one thing that I really wanted to tell you, Dr. Gurpreet, there are times when we want to transform, we want to change, but our family is not supporting us. Our family is not part of that journey. It's a very lonesome journey. So how do we do that? How do we then get support for ourselves? Because when the family is not there, it becomes very difficult to do anything, to take even one step. I could do things because I have my family supporting me. They like what I do, they are behind, they have my back. But there are many women out there who are alone, who are struggling. Not only women, even men who want to bring about a change, they don't have that comfort or that cushion of anybody in their family or close friends who are supporting them. So how do we bring about a change in such cases, Dr. Gurpreet?
Thanks, Dia. I think this is a one question which is always close to my heart. And somewhere around those who are attending this talk show, I believe everyone has gone through this kind of phase of life, because we are human beings and we are all emotionally connected to each other. So it's not easy. Whatsoever is happening, whatsoever is my thought process, is going to happen the same thought process in my husband also, or with my kids also, or in my in-laws, even my parents also. My journey started through such note only. Small town girl, and the challenges were very high. And in our family, it was not easy raising the third daughter, and helping her out into the vision of working, and doing post graduation and work, and moving towards academic. But this all actually happened. How it happened? Because I was mentally prepared that I have to do it, and I have to actually go through with my proper academics. So when I say about the family support, and or when I say about our friends, these are some fears which will be always there in our mind. And in every stage and every phase of life, the fears, the relationship changes. Sometimes it is your parents, then in-laws, then your husband, then your children. So this is a part of life, and that's how we say, when we are into the verge of transformation, we have to take them a part of life, that this is going to happen. First of all, we don't accept, it's very important to understand, in every phase of life, the fears, the relationship changes. Sometimes it is your parents. Oh, okay. So what all happens is, when we are doing something, we generally forget that because of him, I am not able to do it. We start complaining, we start grudging, we start putting blames on others. And that's how the problem starts. So if you, when you are doing something, and if you have planned something, make it one point that these sometimes families are not going to support it. They are going to come into your goals, your vision, which you have set for yourself. So your friends, they will say you cannot do it. They will always have doubts on you. And what actually will happen, you will start doubting on yourself. मेरे को एक बात अच्छे से मालूम है. I would like to speak this thing closely to my heart, openly through my heart. One thing is assured, everything is in your mind. You need to crack how you're going to handle your relationships, and how you're going to handle your vision and goal towards life. You have to convince your family, you have to show them, actually, I want this. And the journey becomes easier when you divide the work into small steps. होता क्या है, when somebody opposes your vision or somebody talks about your goals which is negative, you don't want to accept and you overreact, and the result is where you want to go, you are unable to reach, because your all energies are you're giving to that person who is negative about your work. So I mean to say that people who are into your path of your goal, don't take it as a challenge, but take it something like we have to accept that we have to make them also mentally prepare. And when you are transforming your mindset, you need to transform your their mindset also. And it is not difficult, everything is into your mind. So we need to understand these things. In very short time, I would like to say, for me also, coming as a coach was not an easy path. Being a promoter, being everything handy in my hand, still I am coming into the service industry. It was not easy. But but with one vision that I have to do it, I convinced everyone. Everyone goes through with these phases. Sometimes your children are there, sometimes there. You have to go by it. So I think Rupali has written, so actually we have to be selfish. I would say rather selfish is something which could be mean kind of a thing, but I will say that uh, keeping me time and the priority, that I am also priority to myself. I love myself, and I always tell to myself, I love myself. I am safe. I am secure. I am happy. I always say like this. So I think that is the best way. So it's not harm.
So you
Loving
have
not a
there
harm.
are
Like it's,
there are two questions waiting for you,
yes,
Dr. Gurpreet. Should our goals be out of our comfort zone for us to grow?
for sure. Your success lies out of your comfort zone. Don't, whenever you feel like you are doing same task for a week, always set your mind. I'm repeating myself, I need a change. So that's why every day you have your set agenda, set new work. So your success lies outside your comfort zone.
Right. So, and there is another question for you. I want to know, how can we stop the critic within ourselves in times of vulnerability when you are doing something out of your comfort zone? So, this is one problem. Thank you, Anupriya, for asking. So many of us face this issue of, being so self-critical. I have this problem, मैं कभी किसी को blame नहीं करती हूँ, but I blame, I criticize myself left, right, and center. I'm very critical about myself. I'm learning, trying not to do it, trying to forgive myself, but it's so difficult. So how do we face that?
So there is a line. Thanks, Anu, for asking such a nice question. There is a line. If you want to succeed, if you really want to raise your bar for excellence, when I say raise bar of excellence, that is not for others. One thing here I would like to tell you, when you do something for others, always make sure that you are not doing progressive work. Say about today, if I plan something, but I want to do this thing because the other person is also doing, always remember that work is not going to benefit me for the longer term, because I'm not doing for myself, I'm doing for the other person. Now, when we talk about inner critic, we should always tell ourselves, my inner critic is my inner coach. When I say inner coach, my power, my strength comes from inside me. So blame game, it's very easy, because everybody would love to come to a self pity situation, right? But nobody would like to come out of the comfort zone and say, okay, if this has happened with me, okay, I'm not bothered, I can give another chance to myself. So when we talk about inner critic, I say that make your inner critic as your inner coach, success coach. Once you will start telling yourself, mistake is not a bigger thing, or some discussion is not a bigger thing, this happens in our life. And if we start taking these things into that mode, easy tone, we will start improving ourselves. and we will start loving ourselves. But what actually happens is we take all the blame to our shoulders, and we want to come to self pity situation. To better it is, don't become an attention seeker, and don't try to come into that self pity zone. Think that your inner critic is your strength. Make it inner coach, success coach, and see things will happen. आप वो ही दूसरे को दोगे जो आपके पास होगा. ये बात लाइफ में we always remember. If you
this is one line that always stays with me. I give an example. Say, for example, somebody comes to your house asking for rice and you don't have rice. Will you be able to give rice to that person? So in the same way, we give others what we are filled with. If we are filled with happiness, we give happiness. If we are filled with sorrow, we give sorrow. If we are filled with anger, we give anger. Yeah, thank you, Jenica. Jenica says, well said, ma'am. So there is one last question. I'm sure if any of you have, we can take one more question. So if any of you have a question, do write it down. Or if you want to raise hand, you can raise, or we'll call it a day. So Anupam says, there is, ma'am, I just want to know, in our journey, we really feel motivated and enthusiastic in starting, but once we reach at a certain point, we don't feel the same energy. So my question is that in that manner, how could we keep persistent in that particular moment? I think, Anupam, thank you so much. Even I have this question. There are times when I get demotivated, and I'm, when I started Radio Diva, I was so enthusiastic. Even now I'm always enthusiastic, but there are times when, I feel low, and it has been 2 years. So, how do we keep persistent at every point? I think that's very important for each one of us in every journey.
I really love this question because it is very difficult to have the same kind of memento for 30 days. As a coach, I'm telling you, this question is something which is something we all want to know the exact answer of it. See, we are human beings. Always remember, we are not God. We go with high, we go with low emotions, we go with high emotions. Someday our days are very nice, someday our days are very low, and we feel like, no, we cannot do it. But motivation is something which can only, it's a capsule which works for maximum 2 hours or 1 hour. You see one video, that effect will be for 5 minutes, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. I say that motivation belongs to my property. This is within me. Now, how come this motivation generates? Every day, 8 hours working or 10 hours working or 5 hours working, we cannot give the same kind of output. It's the reality. And when I'm saying this thing, maybe you people will feel how a coach can talk like this. But this is the reality. Generally, we don't accept it. But I tell you one thing, giving yourself time, understanding your priorities and your happiness and your some passion in your hobby can help you out. 30 days working, 8 hours every day. So whatsoever you are doing, it is so very important you pursue your hobby. If you want to be consistent, make sure that, after 8 hours or 4 hours, you are actually doing something very interesting, which is making you laugh, which is making you happy, or it could be, spending time with your friend, wife, anything which makes your energies double and you're ready for the next day. People do talk about passion, something, work is my passion, but it is equally very important to be emotionally balanced. So if you really want that motivation works for you, always, small advice from my side, it is very important that your emotional balancing should be equal. Say about today you are listening to me, and maybe after, when you are, after switching off your mobile or with this thing, if you try to have ice cream party with your family, how about that? The surprise ice cream party will make you so happy, and next day you will be motivated for the day. So small things, and they have a bigger impact, and they will keep on motivating you. But always remember, motivation is from inside, and always follow one of your hobby.
That's So beautiful. You are absolutely right. And feeling low and feeling less passionate about something is a very normal thing. But you take your power from inside and then you are back in action. So upar niche laga rehta hai. The idea is to continue, stay persistent. And I think Rupali di, Jaya ji, and we have managed to stay persistent in our journey of Radio Diva. So great. Anybody else? Any question? So what matters is passion. Rupalidi says, I love this one. I love this one called emotional balance. Yes, I think Dr. Gurpreet made everything, very, yeah. Anupam says, thank you so much for your enlightening through your answer. Yeah. You have been amazing, Dr. Gurpreet. Any last message that you want to give for everybody?
Yeah, I always tell, my colleagues also, and at my family also, you know, love yourself. It's not crime. Love your life, which you are being blessed by God, and always feel gratitude whatsoever we have, and see the journey will be very smooth. And you know, sometimes we generally feel like loving ourselves is a bigger crime. Thinking about ourselves and not about the family is little mean. No, we are also human being, and we are blessed that we are listening each other, we are sitting together, we are very blessed. So I think just enjoy whatsoever is happening. And last, which I would like to say, that one thing which I do sometime is when I also get low, because when a lot of things are happening, we also get low. Besides, we whatever we are doing, I always give myself one treat, and that treat could be one shopping only. I'll go and do it, and that's how. I'm not talking about here to do with something called shopping therapy or retail therapy. I'm not talking about that, but I'm just telling you, you know it's very important to be happy in life. So whatsoever makes you happy, please do it. Don't lose that passion of life. That's how.
I really like what you said last. Loving yourself is not a crime. हम ना दूसरों के लिए इतने त्याग के देवी देवता बने रहते हैं ना कि we want to sacrifice. But the fact what you have said is amazing. कि if we don't love ourselves, we will never be able to love others. We give others what we have. So first, let's give it to ourselves. We also deserve it. It's one life. Dr. Gurpreet, you were fabulous, I must say. Every word that you said was so deep and so amazing, and we would love to have you again on some other topic. And it has been such a fantastic session. Lots and lots of gratitude. As Rupalidi says, ki you are beautiful inside out. You are definitely a very beautiful person, Dr. Gurpreet, and each one of you. Thank you so much for being part of it. We are very happy that we have come. We as Radio Diva family, we are able to have such amazing speakers like Dr. Gurpreet today. It's such a privilege to have you, Dr. Gurpreet. Thank you so much.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night. And everybody who's watching us on Zoom or and who will be watching us later on YouTube, be part of our family. Jayaji has shared the group link and the YouTube link. We are by the name the Radio Diva, and let's grow together. Let's take meaningful content to people who actually need it. I need your support to grow this platform and reach out to more and more people. So thank you so much for joining tonight, and sleep well, and always love yourself. Yeah, thank you so much, Anupriya, and see you all very soon. Be part of the family. Yeah, Karuna, thank you so much.